other students can see it in the future. So just want to let you know. So welcome everyone. This is the session about study abroad in France and Switzerland. My name is Kim. I'm one of the advisors in the office, and I do focus on programs in France and Switzerland, specifically for the UC Education Abroad program, but we're going to be talking about a lot of options today. And you will have time to ask questions at the end, and also to post questions in chat as we move along. So thank you for joining me this afternoon. So, and I apologize for not the full slide view. I wasn't able to advance the slides in that view, so I'm just going with this view. So hopefully you can bear with me. So talking about program options for programs in France and Switzerland, just want to give you a brief overview of sort of the program types that are available in those countries. So the first is the UC Education Abroad program. EAP, as it's known for short, is open to all UC students. So this is one way, if you have friends on other UC campuses, going through EAP, whether it's to France, Switzerland, or anywhere else, is one way that you can, study abroad with friends who are on other campuses. On EAP, you will earn UC credit, and all of the grades and everything that you do abroad will be posted, to your UCSD transcript. The courses may be applied toward major, minor, college, or GE requirements. And that is always the case for study abroad, and is always up to the academic departments or to the college as to whether you can use the courses abroad to meet those requirements. And getting that information is woven into all of the processes that we have for students here in study abroad. And we'll be talking about all of these options very specifically shortly, slide by slide, as to what's offered. So EAP was started in 1962, so the system has many, many, many years of sending students abroad to study. EAP is currently in over 40 countries, offers opportunities that are summer-long, quarter, semester, or academic year. And you can choose programs that focus on language, study on, if it's a themed program, like by a special academic topic, and you'll see examples of all of these in our slides this afternoon. A full immersion at another university abroad, and also programs that have research and or internship components to them. EAP programs are open to sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and the eligibility criteria does vary by program. So not all programs will be open to sophomores, for example, but many are. So again, that will vary depending on the option that you choose. You could also consider our UCSD Global Seminars. And these are programs that are led by UCSD faculty who take small groups of students abroad in the summer to complete 2 UCSD courses that can certainly be applied to your UCSD degree requirements because they are UCSD courses. You will see in global seminars that some of them are themed, so they're by topic based on the professor's interest and their academic discipline. But also there are some global seminars that offer some of the college courses like MMW or Revell Humanities, if you're looking for something like that. Again, with the global seminars, these are small class sizes and a fantastic opportunity to learn from our top faculty members and to really, you get to know them and for them to get to know you, which is really a great thing. And then we also have what are called UCSD Global Exchanges. And these are agreements between either UCSD at large or an academic department at UCSD and a partner university in another country. And the global exchanges have summer, semester, and year options. Most of them are focused on an academic discipline. So for example, it might be a STEM department that has an agreement with a university abroad in that same discipline. But there are a few of the exchanges that are open to students from across the campus. So again, it might be, something that you're looking for. And again, you'll see a couple of examples of these. And the UCSD, the global exchanges are only open to UC San Diego students. The global seminars are open to students from anywhere. So again, if you have friends on other UC campuses or other colleges across the country, they can do the global seminars, but not UC EAP, must be a UC student, or the global exchanges, which are open just to San Diego students. And then for global exchange, you'll earn transfer credit for the courses that you take, but they can be applied toward your degree requirements as well here at UC San Diego. So that's an overview of our options. So now we're going to dive into those a little bit further, starting with the UC Education Abroad program. So I've organized them for you by topic. So if any of you are looking for programs that focus on French language study, then these are the 2 options offered within UC EAP. So there's French in Paris, which you can see is offered summer or fall at what we call the UC Center. And the UC Center is a building that's owned by a partner organization. It's in a great neighborhood in Paris. They provide classroom space. There's a small library, a small computer lab, and they're the ones in for all of the programs at the UC Center, and you'll see others as we move forward in the slides. They also arrange all of the housing for students for the programs. And so it's very convenient, a very convenient location. And then UCEAP and UC are responsible for all the academic components of these programs. So again, French in Paris, offered summer or fall. No prior French is required for these programs, and they do include French language study along with one upper division course that you can take in English. And all of the courses include site visits to locations around the city and excursions. And that's one of obviously the most exciting things about going abroad is that you get to see, and practice all of these things on a regular basis. So you won't just be sitting in the classroom, you will be out in Paris, seeing things, practicing your French, and touring around with your instructors. And then we also offer French in Bordeaux, which is southwestern France. And this is offered fall and spring at the University of Bordeaux and is a Department of French as a Foreign Language at the University of Bordeaux. So this is a different program model. This program does require students to have a minimum of 3/4 of university level French and a maximum of 5/4. So I don't know how many of you are in language here, but here at UCSD, French starts with French 1 ABC in linguistics. So those are the 3/4 of university level French, and then switches to literature for 2 ABC and goes on from there. So if you had at least through 1C and no more than 2B, then you could do the French in Bordeaux program. So this is offered really at a higher level of French than what is offered at the center in Paris. And you can see with this program, students take French language and then 1 or 2 French culture courses, and all of these courses are taught in French. Moving on to different program models, we're still at the UC Center in Paris, as you can see here, but these are all programs with courses taught in English. And a lot of our students will choose these. And so the first is the Food History and Culture program in Paris. You can see this is offered only in fall. Students will complete 4 courses total. One of those is a French language course, and that can be beginning level if you haven't had any, plus 3 upper division courses that are elective courses. And you can see these are humanities, social sciences, or arts courses. And so a number of our students will choose this program if you have an interest in being in Paris. Maybe you've taken a bit of French, you're interested in improving it a little bit, but you're looking to do either GE courses, college courses, or even major courses with those upper division electives. And all of these courses are with other UC students, but we are bringing in local French and or international faculty to teach all of the courses, including the language courses. So again, this is a popular option that our students choose. And again, with all of these courses, just as with the French in Paris program, the faculty will take you out into Paris to see the things you're studying. And so again, it's an amazing, amazing opportunity to be there to experience it while you're learning about it. We also have a program in Paris that focuses on social justice and activism. And this program is offered either as a winter quarter option, which fits obviously nicely into the calendar, or a spring semester option, which means that you would really miss both winter and spring quarters here at UCSD. So with social justice and activism, there is a required city and language course, which is, which is very basic. And then if you're doing the quarter option, you would take 2 elective courses. And again, those are upper division electives taught in English. Or if you're doing the semester option, 3 elective courses. And again, the focus is on social justice and activism, movements in Paris and in Europe. And you can see all of the course descriptions for all of these, including the Food History and Culture program and also the French courses as well, on the UCEAP website. So you can get an idea of these courses. But this is really an amazing opportunity to focus in on this important topic. And again, all of your fellow students will be UC students, but again, the faculty are French or international faculty teaching from their perspective. And I should say with all of these, when you look at the courses, these are actual UC syllabi that you will see on the website, because again, UC is hiring all the faculty and overseeing all the academics and the teaching. So we require the professors to create a UC syllabus. So it's very easy. You can see what's going to be taught, and it's easy to take those to your advisors in your major if you want to use them for major requirements, or to your college advisors if you want to use them for GE, because they can see what all of the course content is and what you'll be doing. And again, it's presented as a UC syllabus. And then there's the Global Cities Urban Realities program. And this is offered spring quarter only every year. And this is a very cool option because you would spend half of the quarter, so 5 weeks in Paris and the other 5 weeks in London. And so it's a comparative program where you're looking at similar issues across in both locations. And you can see students will complete 4 courses total. So it's one lower division elective course and 1 upper division culture course in both Paris and both London. So that's where you get the 4 courses. And again, you can see all of the syllabi on the website. And again, at the UC Center in both locations. So courses are just with UC students, faculty are local or international. And again, they're taking you out into the community to see everything that you are learning about. So these programs are popular with our students because they are taught in English, and a lot of students don't have French or much French, but it does give you that exposure, to the different culture and a bit of the language. So, so definitely options to consider. And then we also offer options for students to take courses at a French university. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a lot of French to do that. So one of the places where we send students is at Sciences Po Paris. It's the Institute of Political Science, but known as Sciences Po Paris for short. And this program is offered for a fall or spring semester or an academic year. Sciences Po is one of the premier social science institutes in Europe and is extremely well known in political science circles, international relations circles, and is an amazing opportunity for our students to go and take courses at this institution. A lot of these courses are taught in English, so you do not need to know French before you go there. And you can see the curriculum is really focused on poli-sci, economics, international relations, law, and history. And that is the list of eligible majors. So you must be majoring in one of these disciplines in order to participate on the Sciences Po program. This is an elite institution, demanding institution. Students say it's similar to here at UCSD. And so you will complete 5 courses in a semester, which includes 1 French language course as part of that curriculum. And then 5 of the other courses, which could be applied towards, towards your major or minor. And then you're actually immersed at the university. So you are taking courses with local students and with international students who are there, getting a degree. And all of the courses are taught, by Sciences Po faculty. So these are actually some of the most amazing things about Sciences Po, because it's a very, as I said, prestigious institution. A lot of students want to get a degree from Sciences Po, so it is competitive to get into. The program itself for our students is not competitive as long as you meet the criteria, the eligibility criteria. You will get admitted and you will be able to go, and it is a 3.0 GPA and then one of these majors. But you'll have the opportunity to be learning alongside, students from around the world who are going to go back to their countries and really be movers and shakers in those locations. And one of the other cool things that Sciences Po does is they will bring in, practitioners, economists, local attorneys, people who are well known, who are in Paris, or bring them in to teach courses and or bring them in as guest speakers. So actually we had a student there in 21-22, and she said that they actually brought Zelensky in. And of course that was before the war started in Ukraine. But so people at that level, of expertise and knowledge and politics are part of the whole Sciences Po experience. So if this applies to any of you, I strongly encourage you to take a look at it. And then we also have relationships with the University of Bordeaux and the University of Lyon. And you can see these are also fall or spring semester, or also academic year. At Bordeaux, you can go and take regular university courses. Most of the courses are taught in French, but there are limited offerings in English, and they're very limited, but that information is on the EAP website. If you want to go and take regular university courses taught in French, you will need to have completed at least 2 years of college level French, which is again through that 2ABC series that I mentioned earlier on here at UCSD in order to do that, or more. And so our students in Bordeaux will complete 5 or 6 courses while they're abroad per semester. And again, they're taking courses with local and international students, and their regular courses taught by Bordeaux faculty. And then the same with Lyon, just a different location. Students are taking regular courses. All of these are taught in French. There are no English options in Lyon. And the strong focus in Lyon is humanities and social sciences. Again, 5 to 6 courses per term, and courses with local French students and international taught by Lyon faculty. So these are the immersion, as we call it, opportunities in France with the AP. There is also a field research and internship program, and this is offered fall and spring semesters. And this program is offered not only in Paris, but also in Strasbourg in France, and also in Brussels in Belgium. And the courses for this program and the internship are all in French. So this program requires an advanced level of French, which is at least 7 quarters, which would be 1 upper division level French course completion of that before you would actually start the program. Students complete 4 courses during the semester, along with a 12-week internship, which you can see is 35 hours a week. So it's pretty much full time. So most of the courses that you take will be in the first 5 or 6 weeks of the program, and you'll be done with those, and then you will move into your internship. Placements are really available in all disciplines. You can see the list here, but really they're very flexible. And the courses are taught, with other US students, but by local faculty on site. So we haven't had a lot of UC San Diego students who have done this program. I think in large part because of the level of French required, but also it was launched a year or 2 before the pandemic, and now coming out of it, obviously, we've seen some interest, but it really is that level of French required for this that I think that has limited the enrollment. But if you have that, or you can get that, this is an amazing opportunity for students. The last EAP option we're going to talk about is the program in Switzerland. So EAP is partnered with the University of Geneva, the Global Studies Department in Switzerland. This program is offered for spring semester, which would means you would be gone winter and spring quarters here, or a spring semester with a summer internship. And the courses you can see are mostly social sciences, are offered in English. However, this particular program does require students to have the equivalent of at least 1 year of French by departure, even though you're going to be taking courses in English. So there's no exception to that. So again, it's that 3 quarters starting with 1. So 1 ABC or the equivalent. So if you've had AP French or you've taken it at a community college, we can check the equivalent on that. But it does require students to have that. If you wanted to go and take courses taught in French in Geneva, that's also an option. But again, it requires that 2 years of university level French as a prerequisite. So again, through the 2 series here at UCSD. Students on this program will complete 4 upper division elective courses and the French language course. This includes academic field trips to many organizations, including the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and others that are located in Geneva. The courses are all with local and international students and are taught by University of Geneva faculty directly. And then with the summer internship, students have that option of completing that. It's a full-time 8-week academic internship in the summer, and you will earn 9 units for that internship. And most of the internship arrangements are made after students arrive in Geneva. So we've had some students who've just done the semester, and we've had other students who've done the semester with the amazing internship. I was fortunate to actually go and see this program in 2018. So again, pre-pandemic. And the UC students were absolutely loving it. They did say they wish they'd had more French before they got there. And again, that's just to navigate around the community. But obviously lots of languages are spoken in Geneva because the UN is located there. But it's an amazing city. It's absolutely beautiful. And we got to tour the UN, which was fantastic. And then again, you'll have that opportunity, but also to go to some of the other partner organizations. So for anyone who's interested in NGO work, or anything related to, the United Nations, politics, the program in Geneva is another one that I encourage you to consider. All right, that is the EAP sphere in France and Switzerland. So we're going to jump gears a little bit and talk about our global seminars in France and Switzerland. And again, these are UC San Diego faculty taking small groups of students abroad to take 2 courses taught in the summer. And so I didn't put a lot of information on the slides because it's all on the website, and there's a lot of information about global seminars. but I did want to highlight these options for you. So one of the programs is Anatomy in Paris. These are all in summer session 1 in 2024, taught by one of our med school faculty. This program was started last year, was taught for the first time, and it filled very quickly when it opened. And I'll talk about that when the applications are going to open. So a lot of pre-med students, a lot of health students, public health students, were interested in this particular program. So I encourage you to take a look at this on the website if you might be interested in it. For all of the global seminars, our faculty offer meet the professor sessions, during which you obviously meet the professor and you hear from him or her about what they'll be teaching, but also our staff are there to talk also about the administrative aspects and how you apply and what happens. And so it's really a great way to get all of your advising done for the program sort of in one setting. So the next information session for Anatomy in Paris is not until November 20. The applications do open on November 1st. So I would go ahead, if you're interested in this, look at the information on the website, which is very detailed, including all the syllabi and everything for the courses, and then go ahead and attend the session on the 20th to learn more about the program. But I'm pretty sure there's already been a session and it may be recorded. So that recording may be up on the Global Seminars website already. But amazing opportunity for students. Another amazing opportunity is our Sign Language Studies in Paris program, and this has been offered now several years. There is an information session coming up on Thursday this week, and then again next week on the 25th. So if you're able to attend those, you would be able to meet the professor and learn more about the program. And then also the geology adventures in the Swiss Alps in Switzerland. This information session was yesterday, and if that recording is not already posted, it will be available. Again, this session as well has been offered previously and also fills right away when the applications open on November 1. So again, I encourage you, if you're interested in this, to look at the information on the website and then to go ahead and consider applying on November 1st. If you have any questions about the global seminars in the meantime before they open, you've missed an information session, you can't find the information you're looking for on the website, you can post a message in virtual advising for our advisors, and one of the global seminars team members will get back to you about that with your questions answered. And also we have drop-in advising hours, and those will come up on the last slide. You can also join them there and ask any questions before that November 1 application opening. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about our global exchange options in France and Switzerland. And if you remember, this was the third program type option that we talked about. And so these are, again, individual agreements between UC San Diego and other universities abroad, and in some cases, departments abroad. So the École Polytechnique in Paris, very well known, technical school. This program is offered fall, spring, and year. You can see courses are taught in English, and they are specialized tracks in physics, economics, and computer science. So I believe these are the only disciplines that are taught through this particular exchange. You would be taking courses with French and international students, but again, these are all taught in English, and they're taught by École Polytechnique faculty. This program does offer a separate 3 to 6 month internship program. So if you're interested in that practical part of the program, then I encourage you to take a look at the Global Exchange website, which you should look at anyway, because it has more information about the actual exchange. But if you're interested in the internship part of that, you should also take a look at that information there. Also, the EPFL, which is the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Lausanne, Switzerland, again, offered fall and spring. You'd be taking courses taught in English at the School of Basic Sciences. So again, this is science-based courses with local and international students taught by local faculty. And this program as well offers a separate 3 to 4 month internship programs for students in these disciplines who want to get some practical research experience. And again, you can get those details on the Global Exchange website. And then we also have an agreement for engineering students at the Zurich University of Applied Sciences, again, offered fall and spring, all engineering courses taught in English. And again, you would have that experience with local and international students, but taught by local faculty. So the global exchanges, you can see these are very STEM heavy. at least for these locations. There are other global exchanges that are not. If STEM is not you, you can take a look at those and see what other options are available. But these are some amazing opportunities for those of you that are in the sciences and technical fields to experience learning in these locations. All right, so we're getting towards the end. I'm going to talk a little bit about financial aid and scholarships for study abroad. So as a general rule, financial aid can be used for all of these program options. One thing to know is financial aid does include grants and scholarships, but also loans. So lots of times students think about financial aid as gift money, but financial aid absolutely includes loans as we are talking about it for study abroad. And so again, it's going to, how much aid you receive is going to be based on your aid eligibility and also your study abroad program budget. So it's going to vary depending on which program you decide to do, what that program budget is, and again, what your aid eligibility is specifically based on the FAFSA that you've submitted. One important thing to note is there are fewer sources of financial aid offered during the summer, whether you're studying abroad or whether you're studying here at UC San Diego. So for example, there's no Cal Grant in the summer. The funds are not provided by the state because summer is not a regular term of the academic year. So there is Pell Grant usually in the summer, there's UCSD Grant in the summer, but again, smaller amounts of those funds are available for summer students because obviously we have fewer students studying in the summer. So lots of times students will think, oh, I will study abroad in the summer because it's not going to disrupt my academic year and, I'll get financial aid and that will be fine. Yes, that's true, but oftentimes students can get more financial aid if you do study abroad during the academic year, whether it's a semester or a quarter, than you can get in summer. So it's just something to be aware of and something to think about as you're starting to look at program options. The other really great thing is that we have a designated study abroad financial aid advisor in our financial aid office who can help you. We're only one of 3 UC campuses that have anybody in this kind of position in the system. So we're very happy and we're very proud that we have that to help you. Eduardo's fantastic. He does a great job. There's a lot of information that he's posted to the website, our website, which you can get to that information about aid for the different program types that we've talked about today. And then he'll also be available to help you, in different ways individually. Once you have an idea of which program you're going to apply to, or you've actually applied, et cetera, he can actually do an estimate for you so you can see what your aid would look like for that specific program. So again, fortunate to have him, and he will be helping you. Another thing to note is that there are a number of study abroad scholarships available to help students with program expenses. Some of these are need-based, some are merit, some are a combination of the two. Some of them are provided by the programs themselves, like the UC EAP. They have their own study abroad scholarships you can apply for if you go on an EAP program. Others, the colleges here on campus provide study abroad scholarship funds for their students. We have some private donors as well. And then there are some federally funded programs that we help students learn about and apply to. So if you apply to, or I should say when you apply to a study abroad scholarship, if you get a scholarship, that can reduce the amount of loan in your financial aid package for your time abroad. So the scholarship information is on our website. We also have a scholarships database. I will say that you will see a handout posted to the website, and it's last year's. We haven't had a chance to update it yet, but it should be updated by, I would say, November 1 is our target date as to what scholarships will be available for students studying abroad in 24-25, if that's the time frame you are looking at. But just know that they are there and that we do help students with them. And we can help you with all of that moving forward. All right, so, whoops, there we go, stop. Oh, there we go. So what to do now? So if you haven't checked out our website, please do, studyabroad.ucsd.edu. You will find the Get Started page under the Students tab. And on the Get Started page is a lot of information. So there are what we call Get Started sessions. I encourage you to attend one if you haven't yet. Or we also offer the same information in an online course that you can do at your leisure. And we've had several hundred students already who've completed the course, but you can go to a session. Some of them are via Zoom and some are in person. And they're going to go, the session's going to go over a lot of the program types that we talked about today and go into a little bit more detail. I also encourage you to attend other country or program information sessions or watch the recordings. So if you've missed the Japan session, but you're interested in Japan, the recording is posted and you can find that information on this same page, on the Get Started page. There are still other program sessions coming up. And again, those Meet the Professor sessions for global seminars can be extremely helpful. There are also financial aid scholarships information sessions that Eduardo's offering, our financial aid advisor. And so I encourage you to attend one of those. He's going to go into a lot more information about aid and scholarships in those sessions. And I believe that those were recorded and those are posted as well if you're not able to join live. We don't have an open front desk yet, a physical space yet. We may soon, but you can join us. We have drop-in advising hours. And again, all of this is on our website, Mondays and Thursdays from 1 to 3, and also Friday mornings from 10 to 11:30. So that's one way to meet with one of us. You can also post a message in virtual advising with whatever questions you have, and that will be directed to the appropriate advisor on the team. And we will get in touch with you. And then, we can schedule individual appointments with you all as necessary as you move through the process and as you're narrowing down your program options. So even though we don't have a physical front desk space yet, we are available virtually and we will do whatever we need to do to help you. I also encourage you to join us. This would be live in person. Next Monday on the 23rd is our annual Study Abroad Expo in Town Square. Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So we will be out in Town Square with information, answering questions for students. Eduardo will be there from Financial Aid. Some of our partners from the UCEAP system-wide office will be here, as well as all of us on the staff. So it's the one day of the year that we do this and we are out there and available. And so please come and stop by and see us and hopefully we can get some of your questions answered at that time. So speaking of questions, we're now at that time, and I see there is one in the chat, but feel free to put other questions in the chat. When does the Global Exchange interest form open for 24-25? That is a very good question. I've learned from Andrew, who's the advisor for Global Exchange, that there's not going to be an interest form for 24-25. I know she used to do an interest form. And so she's not doing that this year. So I think the best thing to do is just to go ahead and post a message in VAC if you're interested in a specific program. And then that will go to her and she will answer that. So I hope that helps. The nominee form, yeah, same thing. I would just ask her because that's really Global Exchange is really her area of expertise. And so I would post a message for her in virtual advising. Any other questions? Also, if any of you want to unmute, you can do that and we can communicate that way as well. It's up to you. If not, we are done. And I thank you all for being here. So I'm happy to stick around and answer any questions for those of you that have them. You're welcome. Anything else?